Patrick was born, according to the best authorities, in the Roman colony of Tabernia. His father, the Roman Calphurnius, his mother, first a beautiful Gaulish captive, then wife to the Roman officer. In a descent on the coast by Nile of the 9 hostages, he was captured, and the next 7 years of his life were spent in herding swine in the north of Ireland. Making his escape, he regained France, and finding within himself a strong vocation for the preaching of Christ to the pagan Irish, he entered on the course of the theological studies, and being in time ordained and appointed to the mission, he returned to Ireland. After some conversions in the north, and using a barn as his first cathedral, he preached before King Lear and his court, and received the royal permission to teach the new faith through the island, provided he caused no social disturbance. From this period, in the year of our Lord 432, till his death, placed by some in the year 460, and by others in the year 492, his missionary and episcopal labours never ceased. And before his departure, the greater part of the island dwellers were Christian. When our saint was returning from Rome to France, in his way to Ireland, he stopped at a religious house in an isle in the Gulf of Genoa, and was entertained for a night by the inmates, whose self-imposed duty was the care of wrecked sailors. He revealed his name and mission, and observed that about half the community were young and fresh-looking, and the rest very aged and infirm. One of the younger brothers surprised him not a little by mentioning that the very old members were their children. "It is," said he, "about a century since I and my companions agreed to live here in community, labour with our hands, and spend a certain time of the day reciting holy offices. We were all widowers, and children remained to some of us. These are they," pointing to the aged men. "One night it was our good fortune to entertain a stranger pilgrim of a sweet and majestic countenance. And when he was about to quit us in the morning, he spoke these words, handing to our superior the staff which he had in his hands. 'In requital for your loving hospitality, I leave you this staff. During its stay with you, years shall have no effect on your strength nor appearance. Retain it till my servant Patrick rests here on his way to Erin for the conversion of its people, and give it into his hands when he quits you.' We all listened with awe, and when the last word was spoken, the majestic form was no longer there. Our children entered the community as they grew, but the blessing not having been addressed to them, years have had their natural effect. When you depart, bearing the sacred staff with you, we expect our release from fleshly bonds. This, or some other staff, attended the saint in his many weary journeys through the length and breadth of Erin. And when he died, it was preserved in his cathedral at Armagh. At a later date, it was transferred to Christ Church Cathedral in Dublin.